There is uncertainty about what America first means for global leadership and trade, especially if the erstwhile or the current global leader of global trade is not part of TPP. Uncertainty in Asia about how the US-China strategic rivalry will impact Asia and us, as many members have said before me. Especially the pressure on small states like Singapore to choose sides. Across Europe, still reeling from the global financial crisis in 2008, there is uncertainty about the security threat against some of its members. Many members here have mentioned Sweden. Not just one state, but across Europe. There is even concern over the existence of the EU itself, especially when far-right parties that push for the equivalent of Brexit are gaining ground. So many members here who've reflected these uncertainties, including Professor Fatima Latif, who asked whether we were vulnerable. Indeed, we are vulnerable. And we should accept that the geopolitics will be turbulent and that Singapore has to prepare for choppy waters. But at the same time, our national strategy to deal with this uncertainty is still sound. It's a simple strategy, one based firstly on a strong SAF supported by total defense, which we have, with your support, steadily invested resources into every year. Secondly, as members here have mentioned, including Mr. Pritam Singh, good relations with our neighbors, coupled with very strong partnerships with like-minded countries. Some of you have asked what our relations were with our immediate neighbors, including Mr. Singh, and I will tell you that generally they're excellent, and indeed we cooperate on many fronts. The Malacca Straits Patrol, as was mentioned, marked its 10th anniversary last year. There continues to be solid support for 5 power defense arrangements, now into its 46th year. The 18th Nation ADMM, the ASEAN Defense Ministers Meeting Plus, has made good progress with many working groups dealing with different security challenges. Mr. Singh asked whether we should have more platforms. We are open to them. Anything that improves military-to-military cooperation, we will undertake. But we have to understand that in some aspects, we wait to be invited. For example, for the new Sulu Seas Patrol, we have already availed our resources from our Information Fusion Center in Changi Naval Base to the Sulu Seas Patrol because that is part of our interest. And for other initiatives, we will lean forward if other countries want to participate further. We signed an enhanced defense cooperation with the US in 2015 and a comprehensive strategic partnership with Australia last year. Our bilateral relations with China and India have also grown. In 2014, members will remember that General Chang Wan-Chen and I agreed on a 4-point consensus in which we affirm principles and substantive steps to strengthen our bilateral defense cooperation. For India, Minister Manohar Parrikar and I also signed the revised Defense Cooperation Agreement in 2015, and we're now exploring stepping up collaboration in areas such as maritime security and counterterrorism. These strong partnerships stand us in good stead.